Faith Watchers, welcome back to Faith, Family, and Fun Reviews. If you're new here on this channel, I share with you delightful, family-friendly, and faith-based movies and television shows. Y'all, what is going on? And happy Monday. Yay, the work week has started. What y'all got going on? What plans y'all got going and all of that? What are you expecting? What are you anticipating? What are you up to, y'all? Okay, don't leave me hanging. Let me know, okay? Because y'all know I love to check up on y'all to see what's going on. But yeah, how you doing? How you feeling? How was your weekend? Did you get everything done? You got your laundry done, your house clean, all of that. Spent time in your word. Y'all let me know. Just drop it in the comments because y'all know I'm here for it. Also movie business. Okay, what were y'all watching? What were you streaming? Did you make it out to the theaters? Yes. Did you even watch any of the videos, okay, that I've dropped for y'all over the weekend? All right. Don't front. Tell me the truth, okay? Tell the truth. Don't be on here telling fables, okay? We don't do that. But yeah, as for me, I am doing amazing. Super excited to be hanging out with y'all. Trying a few things out, as y'all can tell by the scenery here. I'm trying to learn a few things and get a little bit better in this arena, as y'all can tell. But so bear with me, okay? Because it's quite a deal. But I am trying. Y'all just keep me in your prayers and all of that, right? But anyways, as for me, I'm excited. What I got going on? As y'all know, our 2-year anniversary is coming up on August 24th. That's the exact day that makes 2 years that we have been on YouTube, Faith Watchers, and y'all been part of the Faith family. Right, so this is very, very exciting. I am thinking about what exactly I want to do, how I want to go about this, how do we want to celebrate. If you have any ideas, please let me know. But yeah, I'm still in the process of thinking about exactly how I want to go about that and everything like that. But I think that's the latest things that has been happening. What else? Working on a couple of outside projects outside of YouTube that y'all need to keep me in y'all prayers about because it's a lot. YouTube take up a lot of time. Think of it this way. If you are hanging out with me every day, almost every day, time goes into that. Time goes into putting that together, recording videos and all of that. That takes up a great deal of time. So that means I'm spending a lot less time on the other projects that I'm trying to work on. So I'm trying to still be very present here every day with you all because I want y'all to have something that's clean and that'll keep you encouraged and inspired every day. I'm trying, and at the same time, I still want to work on the other stuff outside of YouTube. So I'm trying to kind of balance that out somehow. Yes, it is challenging, but I know with Jesus' help, I can do this. I really can. I believe I can do this. Y'all with me? Okay, y'all with me? But yeah, that's where I'm at as far as projects and different things going on, how I'm feeling right now. In a good place, still working on being diligent, working on drawing closer to the Lord, that He may draw me closer to me. Yes, I'm there looking up scriptures, want to make sure I'm very getting that in, seeking His face daily. That has been very challenging. Like many of you probably know, if you are on this journey, setting aside that time to spend with the Lord, being very present, being mindful, and turning off everything. That is right up on my list. That's on my alley, right up my alley. So I'm working on that as well. But yeah, overall, excited to be here with you all. So yeah, so here's the question of the day. All right, we're trying to think about, okay? All right, let me see. Let me think of something. I should have did this before I got on here, but whatever. We family, we cool. If I mess up, y'all got me, right? Y'all gonna forgive me. Y'all gonna forgive me. I'm gonna trust that y'all got my back. Y'all gonna forgive me, okay? So let me see. What's a good question? All right. Okay. All right. Word of the day. If you had to pick any word, all right, any word, what would be the word that describes where you are right now in life? What would be that word? Okay, I want you to take a moment to think about that. What exactly would be that word? For me, the word that is coming to my mind now for myself is peace. Truly, truly, it is peace. Like, I'm peaceful, right? At the moment of this recording, I'm in a peaceful place. So that's the word for me today. So y'all can let me know in the comment section below. What is the word for you? That give me an idea of what's going on with you. What's going on with you? Okay, just one word. I ain't even asking much. I'm not asking for much. I ain't even asking y'all to type out this whole sentence or even a paragraph. Okay, all you need is one word. All right, just do that. Just do that. All right. Okay, just do that. But anyways, we're gonna go ahead and get started with our special feature today, which is titled Love on the Air. Yes, y'all, love on the air. We gotta get into this. We gotta get into this. So yeah, but first I'm gonna tell y'all what this film is about. Sonia moves to Chicago to be with her boyfriend and starts a new radio gig. When her relationship ends, she confides in a competing shock jock, and the two become rivals. When they are forced to work together, they find that they have a lot in common. Y'all, okay. We meeting Nick and Sonia. We hanging out with Nick and Sonia right now. Yes, Nick and Sonia. Girl, we gotta get into this, okay? This movie, right off the bat, let me tell y'all, this movie was hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. It had me laughing. These two characters was something else that y'all can tell on the screen right here. It's Nick and Sonia. They are on the air, okay? Oh, yes, yes, yes. But first we're gonna talk about, let's see, we're gonna talk about Sonia, right? So Miss Sonia, okay, she is a businesswoman. She is a very driven, ambitious woman, has a lot going for herself. Like here, she's in a relationship with this guy who they kind of been together for a minute. So I think in their heads, they thinking, let me see. Okay, so I think in their heads, y'all, that they're thinking that, okay, we've been doing this thing for a while. So the next step will obviously be marriage. So they end up being engaged and looking to plan a wedding and all of that. But you could tell something is missing. There are some missing pieces there. It just isn't working. Even though it works on paper because they've been together so long, they kind of have like the same thing as far as personality wise, where they're both ambitious, they both driven, they both are going somewhere and expecting to go somewhere in life. So you would think to have that in common, that is enough, but we all know, okay, a lot of times that may not be enough. Sometimes when it looks good on paper, it isn't necessarily works in real life off paper, okay? And that is what Sonia, I believe her fiance realizes in this film, that is there something missing. He ends up like listening to this radio station, okay, the man cave, okay? He bad listening. He don't know. Listen to Man Cave, okay? And so on the Man Cave, that's Nick. That is Nick world. Here, this is where mostly the listeners are men. These are men who call in, who listen, and they get some real cool, like, dude advice, all right? And from women perspective, we listen to this, we're like, okay, this sounds absolutely ridiculous. You're never going to have a relationship work listening to Nick. That's how it is from a woman's perspective, listening to him. But then again, Nick is not for us. The Man Cave is not for women. It really is for the men. And a lot of men trust in Nick's voice. And Sonia's fiance happened to be listening to him one night. The night actually Sonia was invited to be a part of this radio station. She was filling in for someone. They needed someone like literally right away. So they called her up, and of course, Sonia was on it. She's excited. This is an opportunity of a lifetime to really get in the dough and make some things happen. However, that was the same night. So she ended up kind of putting her fiance on hold, whatever he had going on, and taking him taking a backseat to what she had going on. And she going out to the station. She thinking everything is cool, right? So she get out there. She on the radio, taking calls, and end up getting a call from her fiance, y'all. And it is the absolutely most humiliating thing a person can hear. I mean, it's one thing for somebody to break up with you, but to break up on the air, like, what are we doing? Y'all, what are we doing? To break up on the air, y'all, when her fiance called in and was saying that, like, basically they on two different pages, and he's like basically tired of her taking a back seat. Well, he's tired of taking a back seat to what she got going on. He would really like someone to jump on and play the supporting role with whatever he got going on. And that's just not Sonia. Sonia, like I said, she's just as driven, just as ambitious as Nick. So for him to all of a sudden kind of switch it up on her, and maybe it was always the same thing from the beginning, he just now realizing it, and she never had a clue and was head in the clouds and thinking everything was all good. So he called up there, like I said, but she is like, Nick, like, what are we doing? Like, what are you saying? You're on the air. He had no idea he was on he had no idea he was on the air, y'all. I was just like, girl, that was so humiliating, so embarrassing. But the way that she took it was definitely, you can see the heartbreak on her face and everything like that. But she warming up, okay? She put on the big girl drawers and she took it, okay? She took it. She didn't even have time to truly process it, but at the same time, she was kind of processing, like almost like this disbelief, unbelief. Like, are we really here? Did this really happen? Like, and at the same time, listeners all around the city are listening to this. So it did do good for the ratings because people love that for some reason. I don't know. Most people love drama. Most people feel that connection because a lot of women, you kind of been there, and to see Sonia to be so vulnerable with a bunch of listeners, a bunch of strangers that she doesn't know, and she's laying out her feelings, she's laying out literally everything and not holding back. Yes, it did amazing for the ratings, but I think it did amazing because of the fact that she was being vulnerable, and people love transparency. People can connect with vulnerability if you are who you are, and they see themselves, they see part of themselves or something in you, and that has pretty much happened. And so the ratings just shot to the roof. And on top of that, she had a chance, y'all, okay, with Nick here. All right, they had such chemistry. Let me tell you, they had such chemistry on the air that it was ridiculous. It was insane how much they bickered back and forth and everything. It was just taking shot after shot between both of them, but it wasn't, every shot was like a true hit where you just like, no, he didn't say that. No, she didn't say that. So they were so real with each other and so opposites and so fighting. Like Sonia was standing up for the girls, okay? She was all about the girls, okay? And it was all about the guys. He was rocking for the guys and everything and standing up for them. So it was a lot of that throughout this film, which made it even more funny. But at the same time, because they spent so many hours on the air, off the air, they got to know each other, to get to know the real Nick, get to know the real Sonia. And that was beautiful to see, like, this friendship blossom over time and breaking down those barriers that they both had. They both had those barriers. They both had these guards up for different reasons. Obviously, Nick was a bit more guarded than I felt like than Sonia was. That's why it was so many different moments in the film that Sonia felt like, okay, she was trying to hold on to her power, and she felt like she was falling, like deeply falling for this guy, okay? And I was just like, girl, child, I don't know if I can have my guard. I don't know. And I was really thinking about this. Like, I felt like Sonia, even though she was guarded and everything like that, she still, in a way, like, she still kind of, maybe it wasn't even her fault. Like, slowly but surely, Nick was breaking down the barriers without her, I guess, even knowing it. And I was putting myself in that situation. I was like, okay, knowing who Nick is, knowing that he rocked for the guys like that on this man cave, on the air and all of that, I just didn't feel that I would be as vulnerable as Sonia was. I felt like I would be guarded, not only on the air, but off the air. It would always be playing in the back of my mind that what I'm seeing is not real. Like, we gotta be like that. Like, there's no way to truly know Nick. He's one of those enigmas. He's complicated, and to me, I can't really deal with that in real life. I need to know what I'm dealing with. I need to know who you are, and that's just me. So I just commended Sonia in this way that she was able to get through those barriers, but to take that chance of even losing herself just to kind of get a little piece of him. I don't know if I would have the patience for that. I don't know if I would have the vulnerability for that, because Nick here is something else. Okay, he truly is. He has a way about himself. He has a way with words. He knows how to play the game. He knows women like the back of his hand. He knows what we want to hear. He knows what we like and all of that. And it's just like, can we truly trust him? So I felt so scared for Sonia practically throughout the entire film, because Nick always seemed like he had that protection though. He always kind of seemed guarded. He always kind of seemed like he was one step ahead of Sonia. And Sonia seemed that way more on the air, that she was able to hang with him, go toe to toe with him. But off the air, when we are who we are, like offline or whatever, and I know that's how most people know. I am who I am. Okay, not off, whatever. Okay, but anyways. But off air with Sonia, that was more like she needed, that was her breather to truly be who she is and to like digest everything that went on air, because a lot of her personal life sort of leaked on the air. Like she didn't have time to process it, to digest it on the air, because she had to kind of stay put together to keep the show going and all of that. So off the air was more of the time when she got to process exactly what happened. How did I end up here? Is this seriously happening? Is this seriously my life now? And at the same time, Nick is there with you off the air, and so you're opening up to him, you're sharing things that you probably wouldn't normally share, and it's not like you're choosing him to share it with. He just happened to be there, and you just need this moment to take a breather here, okay? And he is here. And so I felt Sonia all through at this film, like I said, like trying to hold it together, but slowly but surely she was falling, and she was falling hard for the man cave here. But overall, you're gonna love this film. Like seriously, y'all gonna have a good time with this film. It is so hilarious. This was one scene that Sonia sent this text, right? Thinking she was sending it to her best friend, letting her best friend know, okay, this is the moment. When Sonia realized she is falling for Nick, okay? And she sent this text, and knowing that her friend was like the producer of the show, and she was probably expecting her friend to get her this lecture and all of this, her friend didn't even respond like that. She was like, no, Sonia, no, I get all that. I hear you. This is a group chat. So Nick is in the group chat. Girl, Sonia, I'm trying to stay away from it, okay? But that scene, you're gonna know what I'm talking about when you watch it. It is hilarious. The length she had to go through to make sure he did not get that text, that he did not see that, even though he was a part of the group chat. Y'all, that was so hilarious. It was so sweet, so cool. It was amazing. And once again, this film is titled Love on Air, y'all. And you can find it streaming too right now for free on YouTube. So since y'all already need to go ahead and check it out. But yeah, before we get out of here today, let me go ahead and get into the scripture. And we are coming out of Proverbs 15, verse 13. And it reads, a merry heart makes a cheerful countenance, but by sorrow of the heart, the spirit is broken. So that's all I have for y'all for this video. Thank y'all so much for watching, for hanging out with me. And as always, please remember to leave y'all thoughts, your prayers, your overall take in the comment section below. Which I know I love to hear from y'all. And until next time, may the Lord bless and keep you both now and forevermore.